Alright, we're back for a little coda PS here. One thing Feather forgot. Go for it.
Okay, I just thought that as soon as I returned the camera off, I went, oh yeah, there was that. So at the North Carolina gathering in 1987, we had there was a lot of news was becoming aware of the gathering in the Monongahela, and the NBC News team, I'm trying to remember the name of the anchor. I'll think of it. Oh yeah, Dan
Brokaw.
Brokaw. Yeah, Dan Brokaw was the announcer.
Are you sure it was because Monongahela was West Virginia?
Oh.
West Virginia, 1980.
No, this was 81.
81 was Washington.
No, it was 87 because Angel was 1 year old.
87 was North Carolina.
Right, it was North Carolina.
But I don't think that was the Monongahela forest.
Maybe it wasn't, but that's what I remember.
Okay.
Okay, from the news clip.
But this is definitely Dan Brokaw in North Carolina in 1987.
Right. And
Okay.
They came in to tour the gathering site. They were curious and they'd heard about it. And I was over at my camp changing my daughter. She was just 1 year old, and somebody came running in and they went, Feather, come quick. The NBC News team is here, and they want to get some good positive footage about the gathering, and Bam Bam is terrorizing them, and they're about ready to leave. They're really scared.
I heard the story, yeah.
You heard the story? Yeah. So he was banging his drum, and he's like, here they come, they're going to take your picture. People are like, whoa, what's going on? And these poor people, they're all huddled together and wondering if they're going to get attacked or what. So I went running over there with Angel just on her diaper, and I went up to Bam Bam, and I said, Bam Bam, you need to back off, and you need to back off now. I'll be happy to take these guys around and make sure they don't take pictures of people that they don't give their permission. And so he did. And he wandered off. And I took him right to Kid Village, the news team, and asked Felipe if we could sit together. And so he brought him into his teepee, and we all sat around and had some tea and some cookies and stuff. And they were like, whew, they were really happy to be there, really relieved that they weren't being, unnecessarily attacked. They did have good intentions. So they loved it, and we had a nice, playground and all this kind of stuff. So they got a lot of good footage. And then at the end, as I was, saying goodbye to them, they said, well, Feather, they said, we haven't asked you anything yet. And I said, well, what would you like to know? And they said, what's your definition of hippie? And I said, well, my definition of hippie is the exact same as Grandfather David Monongye's of the Hopis. It's no coincidence that Hopi and hippies sound so much alike. They both mean peaceful people. And that's how the interview ended. And Robert Coca-Cola was in Arizona, and he'd taken sick from being in the side of the way down deep in the pyramids in Egypt, and he got some strange mold in his lungs, and he did pass on of it not too long after that. But he called me up because he was watching TV, and all of a sudden there it was, the midnight news. And he called me up and he says, Feather, you got to say a special message to the world. Thank you. I'm so glad we're getting it out there. So that was fun too.
That was Robert Kikuya that grandfather named Robert Coca-Cola.
Right. So that was it. That was what I wanted to share.
Okie doke.
All right.
Signing off again.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye. Loving you. Peace and love.